Playoffs, playoffs, playoffs. Listen, Twitter is a cesspool of nonsense. And the sometimes cringiest, sometimes weirdest, sometimes funniest people all on that platform. So today I want to react to the AFC North fans, well, Bengals fans, reacting to the AFC North losses in the playoffs. Obviously the Browns lost and the Steelers lost. Now, keep in mind again, listen, I'm starting this video off right away by saying, Browns, Steelers, you guys made the playoffs, okay? We didn't make it, you guys made it. Shout out to you guys, even though you're one and done. For the small amount of the fan base that talked all this trash about us getting eliminated, but you guys making the playoffs, this is for those said fans. For the other fans who I've met actually recently, Steelers fans, Browns fans, who are actually really cool and decent people, I will say every fan base I feel like has a 10 to 15% just absolutely outrageous, insane, annoying, just insufferable group. And then there's usually around like 20-30% who are like, yeah, kind of in the mid. And then there's usually like a solid 50% who are actually pretty cool. And a lot of them are maybe fair weather fans or just kind of, you know, side fans that sometimes care about the team, sometimes doesn't. But nonetheless, though, I have met some Browns fans and some Steelers fans recently in my comment section that were actually pretty sufferable. So, this is not for you. This is for the 10 to 15% that are unsufferable. Enjoy. Alright, so Bengals fan acknowledging we had a bad year, knowing we didn't make the playoffs, and still joking around with everyone and having a good time watching the playoffs. First off, it's not that we just didn't have a good year. And I know this guy is obviously talking in pro us here. And it says Chiefs, Steelers, and Browns fans, you didn't even make the playoffs. No rings. Which, again, is like the typical. There is nothing else they can say but no rings. Because at the end of the day, we have, well, not the Chiefs, obviously. But for the Browns fans, they never got a ring. That's number one. Steelers fans, yeah, they haven't gotten a ring since 2007. But even then, it's like, bro, the last year, we have more playoff wins than you have, period. Nonetheless, though, it's also the fact that we lost our quarterback for the year. And Steelers fans can kind of feel, you know, the pain there, right? Although I don't know if they really feel the pain because they don't want Kenny Pickett in there. And Browns fans, I don't know if you guys feel the pain because it's clear as day that Deshaun Watson is not better than Joe Flacco or better than whoever else you put out there. So, technically speaking, we're the only team in the AFC North who lost a quarterback who actually apparently helps our team win. So, for everyone else in the AFC North who's like, well, the Steelers and the Browns lost their quarterbacks, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because they didn't lose a quarterback that apparently matters to their team. We lost a quarterback that matters to our team and couldn't get us to the playoffs, and almost did, but couldn't, because he's a backup. You guys lost a quarterback in Mason Rudolph, who's been on your team for 3 years, and apparently is a capable starter to get you to the playoffs. And then you lost the Browns lost Deshaun Watson, the prison inmate number 4, and in return, who did he get? They got Joe Flacco, who got them to the playoffs. So, we lost our quarterback for the season, our D-tackle for the season. You guys lost your quarterback. Stop comparing the two. Now, I will say for the Browns, they are the closest to us when it comes to losing players. They lost a crap ton of players. And the fact they made the playoffs, again, I have to give Cleveland, you know, complete comeuppance here that they busted their butt to get to the playoffs. They did. Steelers, shut up. Just shut up. You lost TJ Watt the last week of the season. You lost what you think, what Steelers fans are saying is the worst quarterback of all time at this point. And Mason Rudolph was the answer. Come on now. So anyway, he posted this GIF right here of all the Bengals fans, you know, vibing and enjoying the time. And as every Steelers fan and Browns fan gets upset. Best Browns team since 2000. 2023, 11-6. 2020, 11-5. 07, 10-6, no playoffs. And 02, 9-7. Every other season at or below 500. Cincinnati Bengals would have been a top 5 would have been a top 5 season for the Browns in the last 24 years of the football. So yeah, our 9-8 record. It's embarrassment for us. It's embarrassing for us. That's what makes us different. And that is true. Us going 9-8 is embarrassing. Even without Joe Burrow, it's embarrassing. For the Browns, that would have been easily a top 5 season, or top 25 season, top 24 season, top 5 season, yeah, top 5 season in the last 24 years, which again is sad. Browns and Steelers losing by combined 45 points. Yeah, it is. I'll say it like this, right? I gotta give the Steelers props because they came back in that game and actually made it a game. They still lost in the end, right? But they at least fought back, fought hard, and really competed in that game. That game, there was a chance they could win that game. So I gotta give Steelers absolute credit for that because they at least made it a game. Man, the Browns didn't make it anything. And the problem with me here, right, is that the Cowboys got destroyed by the Packers, right? They got absolutely mollywopped. But even with 5 minutes to go in the game, they're still trying to score. They're still trying to put up points. They're still trying to come back in that game. Even though they know their defense can't stop the Packers. Even though they know their offense, was struggling versus the defense the whole entire game. And even with the fact that they knew they were getting blown out, they just wanted to come back, make it at least a decentable loss, and then it would have been at least, somewhat okay. The Browns are down in that game versus the versus the Texans. 11 minutes to go in the game. They're down by 29 points. Are they throwing the ball trying to score a touchdown? No. They start running the ball and running the clock out. They start trying to milk the clock and get out of that game when they're down by 29. And listen, I understand, you're losing. You're in playoffs. You're like, all right, we lost. You're conceding defeat. The Cowboys are a good example. You might say the Cowboys are delusional. It is what it is. I'm not going to argue there. But to not even try, I get it. You're going to lose the game. But at least make it closer. At least make it look better on paper. If anything, just for craps and giggles. Because you might say, well, you do that, you get somebody hurt. Yeah, but the season's over. Your season's over. You're not going to win. At least go try and score a touchdown, go for 2, get a 2-point conversion, make it a 1-score game, do something. I know in that situation it would have been a lot harder, obviously, because you had to come back from you had to get 3 touchdowns, 2-point conversions, and then you would still be down by 5 points. But at least do something, man. Like, fight back. That's my problem with the Browns in the playoffs versus the Steelers. At least the Steelers had a great game, almost got it done. For the freaking Browns, they gave up with 11 minutes to go. And I get it, Joe threw 2 pick sixes, but still. Browns fans finish their team second in Browns fans when their team finishes second in the AFC North and loses in the first round. Yeah. I will give the credit to the Cleveland Browns here. At least, and I'll give them credit here. At least, they're headed in the correct direction. That's what I will say, right? Their defense got absolutely exposed in the playoffs. And they're going to have to pay Deshaun Watson $75 million in the next 2 years. So, right now, they're between a rock and a hard place. They're going to have to do a rebuild, but as much of a relaunch as a rebuild can be. Meaning that they're going to have to get rid of some pieces because they're going to have to save some money to pay for Deshaun Watson's salary cap hit. But they're going to try to keep their team together as much as humanly possible. And, they have the good structure, I'd say, with Kevin Stefanski, a head coach. They have a good defense coordinator, or legendary defense coordinator. And while this season didn't work, they're going to just have to hope they can stay healthy and figure things out in the future. But I'll be honest with you, it looks very grim for them right now. It looks very grim because of the fact that, again, they're going to have to get rid of some pieces. And, they're going to have one of the best drafts of all time to really get in the same spot they were this season. Someone said the Bengals aren't in the playoffs. Shut up. I don't even think the Browns knew they were in the playoffs either. Yeah, low-key. Low-key, I don't think they knew they were in. The way they were playing, they looked like they were surprised to find out they were in too. Playoff win since the Browns ditched Baker Mayfield and traded for Deshaun Watson. Cleveland 0, Baker 1. I speak for all of Cleveland when I say this was a mistake. And I think the Deshaun Watson trade was 1,000% a mistake. I don't think anyone could argue with that at this point. Not in any slightest clue. And, I mean, I'm not going to blame... I still... See, the thing is with me, right? I still don't blame the Browns for the trade. I don't. Because, while, yes, it was outrageous and stupid, I mean, what would you give up to go try to win a Super Bowl, right? That's what it comes down to. You'll give up anything to go win a Super Bowl. So, I'm not... I'm not... Like, I think it was an awful trade, but I understand why they did it. And I'm in support of trying, at least, to try to do something special here. Didn't work out, and usually those situations fall flat in your face if you don't work out. But yo, man, Baker destroyed the Eagles. Shout out to him for that. I did not think he was going to destroy the Eagles. The Bengals have more playoff wins in the last 365 days than the Browns. Yeah, pretty much. Me as a Bengals fan watching the Browns and Steelers with the first round exit. I smile like this for one simple reason. For all the Browns fans and Steelers fans who comment on my videos and said, oh, who they eliminated, like, bro, you guys got so old so quickly. Just like you in the playoffs. Got so old so quickly. To be fair to the Browns, they did something last night that the Bengals have never done. Lost the playoff game by 30 plus points. Congratulations to Cleveland on their single accomplishment. Yeah, pretty much. The Bengals playing the Steelers looks like the Bengals playing the Bills last season. Wait, the Bills playing the Steelers look like the Bengals playing the Bills last season in the playoffs. For the first half, it looked like that, and then the Steelers made the game. Cincinnati Bengals 2009 to 2015, 66-45, 0-6 in the playoffs. Pittsburgh Steelers in 2017 the current, 70-43, 0-4 in the playoffs. Yeah, that's very similar numbers, Pittsburgh. Very similar numbers. Steelers when TJ Watt doesn't play is 1-11. Imagine being that dependent on one single player out of 53. Surely you can coach more than one win, missing just one play. And that's true because without Joe Burrow, our best quarterback, we still win games. Without Jamar Chase, we still win games. Without T. Higgins, we still win games. Without Cam Taylor-Britt, DJ Reader, Cheeto, you name it, Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, we still win games, no matter what. So, they very dependent, that defense is very dependent on him. The garbage Steelers team does not belong, have been a Bengals/Bills classic. Yeah, but then we owned the Bills, so we would have destroyed them by 40. Even with our quarterback, we would have beat them by 40. Steelers trash for real. No idea how the Bengals lost to them. I mean, I know Burrow wasn't there, but still. Yeah, I agree. There was 2 losses we should not have lost to them. Pittsburgh having the longest playoff win drought in the AFC North. And they will talk the most trash humanly possible. So, guys, that is the AFC North being reacted to by Bengals fans. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.